Hey guys, good morning. I am sitting here getting my daily dose of, well, maybe my fourth daily dose of my morning coffee and my Austin Business Journal. And I was reading an awesome article about Amazon's new facilities that are being planned and need some new zoning here in the Austin area. And it made me think, lately I've seen so many posts, not just lately, like forever, kind of a firestorm of social media about large corporations that are receiving these massive tax incentives. And these are companies that generate billions and billions of dollars. So for a typical consumer, it looks like a total crap deal, right? These big bucks companies, they get all these tax breaks, they're not paying taxes, and us, including myself, hardworking, not to say I don't get behind on my tax organization sometimes, but the majority of us who are hardworking, we all pay a percentage of our income in taxes to make sure that our cities and counties and states and federally that we're running right. So I can understand as a layman, I can understand these headlines being really concerning. You're like, hey, why does the big guy get the break? But I want to share just a different insight, my perspective anyway. And let me say, with anything that I talk about, first of all, I would never, on a personal or professional level, I would never insult anyone else's position or opinions. I am someone who thinks, I just think in levels of every perspective, and I think very logically. I am someone who is anti-headlines. I despise a headline that has negative connotation, but I don't like anything negative in my life. So to each his own, but my point is I certainly don't ever share my thoughts because I'm countering someone else's opinion. I just always think next level and dig kind of deep and think, okay, what does that really mean? So here's my thought. Big corporations, major tax breaks. Let me digress to say, are there bad people that are really crappy and they take advantage and blah, blah, blah? Of course there are, but I'm talking mainstream. And I'm going to use Amazon as an example because it's the article that I'm reading at the moment. You have a major corporation that generates billions and billions of dollars and they get massive tax incentives from municipalities. That could be a county, that could be a city, that could be a state. But here's why. Again, I don't know the details of the Amazon deal, but I'm talking in examples here. When you have a corporation like that is willing to come into a city and invest, they are investing tens of millions of dollars. They're going to buy land. They're going to build facilities. They're going to bring in a ton of jobs. They are taking massive risks to come into an area and put a lot of money on the ground, a lot of infrastructure, oftentimes millions of dollars of infrastructure. They are bringing in sometimes hundreds, sometimes thousands of jobs. So they are negotiating with cities and counties and different municipality levels for deals. They're saying, hey, we're going to bring in this facility. This facility is set to bring in X number of jobs. With jobs, guys, we are bringing growth to areas, right? If one facility, call it Apple, call it Amazon, whatever it is, if one facility brings in 2,500 jobs, those 2,500 jobs are 2,500 people that may now be climbing that employment scale or whatnot, but they're contributing back, right? They're eating at the restaurants that are close by. They're shopping at the retail centers that are close by. Then we see our schools grow. Then we see our housing grow. A lot of times these facilities are put in a little bit more rural areas, and what you'll see is that ends up anchoring sometimes an entire city. Jobs are growing, schools are growing, road development is happening. So they are, in essence, they become almost their own little cities. So I want, as we have adverse reactions to the tax incentives that these guys get, I want us to maybe look at it like this. They are taking massive risks. They're taking millions and millions and millions of dollars of investing in our counties, our towns, and our cities. With that, they're bringing a ton of jobs. They're bringing a ton of growth. They're bringing better real estate opportunities. They're bringing all of these things to that ecosystem, if you will. So do they deserve the tax break? In my humble opinion, absolutely. I grew up in Jinx, Oklahoma, which is a small suburb of Tulsa. And I remember Kimberly Clark. Kimberly Clark was like the big company that was kind of in our area. So many people worked for Kimberly Clark. so many people. Just outside of Tulsa, you have Bartlesville. Bartlesville has a lot of oil and gas. So as we look at these big companies that, yes, they probably have some, yucky big box things about them, but in the end, when it comes to tax breaks and it comes to the companies, what they're investing in the city, it's just a different perspective. I'm so excited to see what all of these new companies and expanding companies like Amazon and Apple, my gosh, what they are doing for Austin is incredible. They are accelerating our city as one of the top tech cities in the United States, if not the world, one of the biggest distribution and manufacturing cities. It's incredible to see, but most importantly, I'm happy for what it's doing for our jobs. I am appreciative and I like it. So again, just sharing some OB perspective. Y'all have a good day. Bye.